video is going to be a little voiceover of me and Moreno's second ever lesson together. He had actually been in a stable all day because the weather had been awful, and our lesson had been at around 4:30. So oh my breath. So he was very fresh, and you will see that in the video. But I'm actually, this is a different day I'm recording this, and I'm on my way up to see him now, hence the horse riding attire. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. So I didn't get any videos of our warm-up because I feel like that's just a bit boring. So the first video I have is this little exercise that we're doing. It was 3 raised trotting poles in the canter over that little skinny pole, and then we come down here and over this little cavaletti, which he leapt and then we didn't take off. He did like a little flying change thing, and I had to bring him back to trot because I couldn't steady him enough for those 3 canter poles. But we're going to give it another go, and the exercise should be the 3 trotting poles, well, the 3 raised poles, the skinny pole, cavaletti, and then 3 canter poles back to trot for your raised trotting poles again. But Maria just gets very excited over this. This is the reason we were doing this exercise was just to steady him up a little bit and to have a little bit more control, because he does get incredibly excited by very, very simple things. But he actually does that quite well. He came back to me very well, and then we're just doing it on the other rein. This time he was actually a lot more settled. We were also trying to do this exercise in a square rather than a circle, which I'm not very good at. I've never been very good at riding squares, but I was much more prepared for him to jump this time. He did that little pole lovely, let me really collect him there, and then I couldn't really get him to trot here, but we did eventually, and he did those poses lovely. His little knees, God love him, he's so cute. In this video we're going to jump down a little grid, so we're just coming in canter. This little cross pole is a bounce into the next fence. There we go, and then 1 stride and then another stride and just another, so it's a bounce, 1 stride and another stride. That was a bit of a tight turn, but we were working to try and get him to do a little leg change there, which he did lovely. So we're coming this way, and this is when things get a bit exciting for Moreno. There's me losing control. Over he goes, deep into that one, really deep into that one, and he's away flying. We didn't get our leg changed that time because I just didn't have any brakes. I didn't really have any control whatsoever. So we're going to do this again. I think we're trying it in trot this time. So just a nice steady trot. He did that much better, but he's still getting quite speedy, and he put himself in quite deep to that other jump. Then he tripped, but I did have to pull him up at the end of this one. This is what my instructor was telling me to do, just to pull him up and show him that he can't really take off after jumping, because he does have a tendency to do that. Grids do steady him up quite a lot, but today he was just full of energy. He does this one he did that one lovely actually. That was a little spread that was just put up to a spread on the last fence, and then he came back to me for a nice little trot, which was really good of him actually. So now just in trot again. I had to do it in trot a few little times because he did get a little bit too excited. He did that lovely there actually, and he went disunited instead of doing a flying change, but that was my fault, not his. We're going to try it on a tighter turn this time. The main aim of this lesson was just to get him to steady up, because I do really struggle with it. He does get very excited and he'll just throw his head down, and sometimes he'll buck, which you will see later. But the spread is up a bit there, and he actually did that very nicely. The reason we went on the wrong leg there was because I just I'm not really sure what I was doing. I wasn't paying attention and didn't plan what way I was turning, so that was a bit stupid of me, but it was not Moreno's fault. So we're going to try and canter again here. We've finally got enough control to do it in canter, so lovely. Up he goes, and he went a little bit deep into that, but he was very calm and collected, so I was very happy with him, and putting him in deep is my fault unless I'm getting a lovely little scratch on the neck. But yeah, it was my fault he went in a bit deep to that one. Oh, there he is, taken off. Yeah, he was a bit fresh. He does that occasionally. There was a horse playing in the field, and whenever he sees other horses, he will either buck or take off. That one wasn't too bad. Usually it's the whole way around the arena, but I decided not to stop him and just to try and push him through it to see if that was a better way to handle him, because I'm still getting used to him and everything. So as you can see, that was not the thing to do. I completely lost control and he just flew around. He cut that corner completely actually, and he was really deep into all those fences, but you can see the moment I lose control before the bounce. This one is much better actually. I was really happy with how he jumped that spread at the end. That was very cute of him. His little knees were lovely and tucked up, and he came back to trot there for me. So now we're doing our tight turn again, and he did get very excited and knocked the pole because he rushed again, and you can tell whenever he rushes because he cuts the corner between those little dressage cones and I can't keep him straight. So we're trying this again, and he looks like, oh no, he knocked that one. He hates knocking poles. He freaks out and takes off. So that one, that's me trying to pull him up, didn't really work. But yeah, if he knocks a pole, he's away. The control is completely lost. So we're trying in trot again to try and get a bit of control. The horses were still going nuts at this point, so that's probably why he was a bit loopy, and you can kind of tell his wee ears are flicking, so you can see the other horses, he's paying attention to them more than me. But he did that one quite nice actually, that was much better. We just start coming in at trot a bit more to get him to wait, because he doesn't need to go anywhere quickly, he can trot just fine, he can get over these in trot. The spread's actually now quite big, there he is knocking that one again, but the spread's now quite big. Before this, the highest I jumped him was around 90. It wasn't a spread, it was just a single upright, so I wasn't really paying attention to how high my instructor was putting this up, I was just jumping it. And he knocked it, and there is his classic buck. He, for an 18-year-old, he can fairly lift his legs. He is a bit of a lunatic. But that spread was actually 1 meter 10. So now we're trying it again, just to see if he won't try and kill me. But yeah, that was 110. So he actually does jump it lovely here. It was the highest we jumped. I was so proud of him. It was obviously a spread as well. So he does this one lovely. And I had to put it in slow-mo for you, but he did that so nice and I was so proud of him. Hi guys, so I'm here with Moreno. Excuse the line on my head from my riding hat, but thank you for watching, and I just want to say that I was so happy with him at the end of our lesson, because that was the highest we ever jumped. I don't know what he says at the minute, but yeah, I was so happy with him, and apologies for my raspy voice. I don't know what's happening. Moreno, don't bite him! But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll be back next week with another video.